Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I want to go into this main topic about how to manage and deal with losses or consecutive losses in trading. Now, this is bound to happen in terms of losses, whether you're a professional trader or you're a new trader. It is all what traders have to go through when you're trading the market in general. Now, understand that dealing with losses psychologically is the key factor in success in trading, is because losses are inevitable, and trading is a probability, which trades that you take can end up both in wins or in losses, right? So you have to understand that losing is part of the game, and how you managed it based on emotion, based on perspective, is very important. Now, because we're humans, we tend to not want to be told we're wrong. We tend to see losses as a rejection or almost a negative thing, and that hurts our ego, right? Ego is one of the main things why traders fail, and greed and other emotional factor. Now, aside from things that you can control, things that you can control are the things I list out kind of here, where we talk about trading plan, risk management, trading method, strategy, and style. These are the things that you can control, which is the things that you should be looking at more often, rather than the things you cannot control, which is the outcome of the trades, news events, and volatility in the market. These are the things that you cannot control and should not be your almost a barrier into trading. You want to work on things that you can control, and we're going to talk about that in the later on. Now, aside from all these good things that you can control, traders can still experience the psychological emotion of losing. This is again due to because we're emotional animals, that we're going to feel more negative towards a loss rather than feeling more happy about a win. Now, we don't want to be wrong. Taking a loss is like getting slapped in the face by the market, and what ends up happening is traders who are relatively new and who don't have a very good psychology in trading tends to take losses very negatively, and what they end up doing is revenge trading, trying to revenge their losses, trying to over trade, over leverage their positions in hope to gain back their losses. This is going to put traders at a disadvantage where their emotions are high and likely to make more mistakes. Okay, so to deal with losses, to deal with these kind of psychological approach, I'm going to talk about the things that you can control, and we're going to talk about the areas that you can work on, and then we're going to talk about more on the psychology side of things. Now, if you're taking consecutive losses, if you're taking losses in general, a few things that you should review and things that you should make sure that they are valid in your trading is that, have you followed a actual trading plan? Okay, have you created a trading plan, whatever strategy you use, right? There's many other strategies out there. It doesn't have to all be the same. And I honestly respect all kinds of strategies out there. I actually think most strategies do work, whatever strategy that is. But it's the trader who's executing the trades usually end up causing those strategy to not work because they're not following their plan, they're not following a proper management, or they're simply not even trading their strategy. They're just entering on their positions randomly. So trading plan is really important. Make sure you have a trading plan. Everyone has different ways of putting this. I did create a trading plan video. You're welcome to watch this on TradingView. Now, but the few key topic is about trading checklist. Is there enter criteria, trade management, things like that. I think these are very important things that you should have in your plan, because those is the one that you're going to follow every time where you're looking for entries, every time where you're looking to execute positions. You want to make sure that if you're a technical trader, you are following some sort of rules, some sort of guideline, some sort of criteria to enter, and you're not blindly and just hoping or gambling your trades in there. So that's the first thing I want to make sure that you are doing, right? And second thing, after you make sure that you are following the plan, when you're looking back at the trades, look back at the emotional side of things. Did you enter trades based on greed? If you're seeing the price, let's say it's climbing up and up and up, and your strategy or whatever your plan is doesn't fit an entry, but you jump in anyways because price is at the top now. You're thinking, well, I miss all these price is likely to continue. I'm just gonna buy here, disregard any of my technical analysis, disregard my trading plan. I just don't want the price to take off without me. So this is the greed part, or what we call FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Fear of missing out, the simplest way to understand is your fear of the market is going to take off without you, and you're just going to jump in without any reason other than you're just hoping for the price to take off. Many new experienced traders all experience this even till today. Now, as you can see, something like this as a Bitcoin as an example, a lot of people are buying here just to see the price fall because they already missed the initial run. They already missed all these entry points that they would have hit in, that would have fit into their plan or in their strategy. But because they miss all of that, they're going to justify an entry at the very top when there is really no more room, when there is already showing some sort of clear bearish reversal price action, and they basically take a bunch of losses here. So I want you to review that second part. When you look at your trades, did you enter the trades because of your greed? Did you enter because of your fear of missing out? You have to understand you need to control the emotion, which is the things that you can control, right? You have to control these aspects. You have to have a positive mindset and eliminate that get rich quick thinking. I know social media doesn't help. I know all these typical trading gurus showing you profits, results, flashy things, luxury stuff. It doesn't help, but you have to understand trading is a marathon, is not a sprint, right? You have to understand that trading takes time and effort to grow. You need to slowly build up your ability in that sense. So after reviewing that second part, if you think that you didn't take any emotional trades, now journal your trades now, right? This is the most important aspect that I coach and talk to so many traders who don't journal their trades, and it's just very shocking for me to hear that they're just entering trades, they exit the trade, and there's no track record of it. You should journal down every single trades, okay, whether they're in profit or in losses, because that's going to help you to be a better trader overall. Now, the whole point of journaling is for you to capture your current mindset, right? Your current emotion or psychology at the time of your entry, at the time of your exit, right? So because you want to make sure when you do get involved with these positions in the market, you want to make sure that you're not making the same mistakes that we talk about in the second part, right? You want to journal everything down. You cannot just ignore this, because what you end up doing if you don't write down your mindset or emotion at the time, you will never remember it, and your mind tends to want to forget about them, right? So if you enter here at the top and you take a bunch of losses, in our mindset we tend to want to just forget about that, right? But you need to write down them because you have to grow, right? You need to learn from your mistake. By not journaling down your mistakes, you're just going to make the same mistake again, right? You're just going to make the same mistakes again because there is no proven track of previous experience, and your mind, because we're humans, we tend to want to forget about the negative aspect. We only want to remember the positive aspect. So a bunch of losses you took, a bunch of losses that were FOMO, that were due to greed, your mind tends to want to forget about them. So it's really important to journal all these trades down so that you can review them on a regular basis, and you're trying to tell yourself to not make the same mistake. Okay, so by now you can see why we need these reviews. Okay, this is the technical stuff first, because again, we mentioned in the beginning, trading is probability. It's not right and wrong, because someone can easily have a buy bias and they enter, and someone could have a sell bias and they enter. So there is really no right or wrong when it comes to trading. It's about your trading plan. It's about your strategy. It's about your overall mindset and perspective. Okay, so if you understand that the rules and plans that you follow and execute a trade accordingly, there should not be any negative emotion towards the outcome of the trade, whether they're winners or losers. So you understand that if you do have a trading plan, you follow everything to the teeth, and you understood that you did not make any formal decision or greed decision, and you understand that you journal all your trades down, whether they're win or losses. So if you have actually done all of these, and you're confident that all of them are with the check mark, and you know by yourself that you're not lying to yourself or you're not lying to others, then the outcome of the trade shouldn't matter too much, because you know that you control everything that you can control. Things you cannot control is such as outcome of the trades, right? You can have the best technical setup, you can have the best strategy, you can have the best style, and if you don't follow your plan, if you don't have risk management, or if you don't execute them correctly, you can still be a losing trader. It doesn't matter how good your strategy is. Okay, I hope that makes sense to a lot of people, because I find traders tend to jump from strategies to strategies, trading style to trading style, because they're losing in trading, but they don't really look at the aspect of why they're losing, right? Is it the technical stuff, or is it because more psychology stuff, right? So what you have to really review them and journal down things, because you're going to remind yourself why you make the similar mistakes over, and is it the strategy's fault, or is it your own emotional psychology fault that you're making these losses? So When I always do my journals, when I do my trade recap videos, anytime I have a loss, when I review them and when I talk about it in my recap videos, I generally will say I'm very happy to take a loss here. I'm very happy to enter a position, even if it goes on with a loss. This is because I backtest the strategy, I backtest the price action, we do enough chart work, and to understand that there is a higher probability, as example, that we're going to see potential sell, and that even if I take a sell here and end up in a loss, that's totally fine by me because we backtest enough and we're confident of the overall strategy or whatever strategy you're trading, and you're confident enough that taking a loss here doesn't hurt me on an emotional level because I have satisfied all of these checkpoints. I know that I'm doing this, I'm taking a very good probability positions, and I understand probability that sometimes even with the best setups, best strategy, best style, you're still going to take losses, but because you have proper risk management rule, you have proper trading plan that you know that you're not going to over risk by a certain amount, you're going to keep your risk small and keep your reward big. So taking losses, it's part of the game, it's part of trading, but you keep your reward big, you have good risk management, you're not over trading, revenge trading, and over leverage. You're still going to be a winner and a consistent winner in the long run. Okay, so from a probability point of view, like I said, that we acknowledge some trades were going to a loss, some trade were going to be a winner. Okay, so disregard whatever technical analysis you use, disregard whatever fundamental analysis you use. That is part of trading. So you need to start uh, changing your mindset, start changing your perspective. You control the things you can control. Don't think about the things you cannot control, and work on these aspects that I point out. And then, even if every trade that you lost, review these 3 points. Make sure that you satisfy each of these valid points. And then, if that's the case, you still took a loss, or if you still took consecutive losses, my best way of managing these is I will make sure first, like I said, all 3 points are valid, and I'll look at that journal and say, okay, well, I make sure I follow my trading plan, I follow my entry points, I enter my management. I knew that wasn't be a formal or greed kind of entry; it wasn't like an impulsive decision, and I make sure I journal down. And my mindset at the time, I knew I managed it to my best ability, to the way how I plan to. If all those things are satisfied or valid, I usually will then say, okay, well, it's just a good trade that gone bad. There's nothing much I can do in terms of things that I can control or change. So usually I will take a day or two off the chart. Okay, this is something that I do from the past that has always worked out for me. I make sure all these points are satisfied, and once they're all satisfied and understood, okay, well, this is beyond my scope, right? It's outside of my things that I can change or control. So what I would do, I'll take a day or two off of the chart. I'll basically shut off my phone. In terms of broker app, I'll make sure I'm not on the chart. I want to just go do something that's away from the charts, away from the market. Pretty much keep your mindset a little bit more clear, a little bit more positive, and then basically just clear your mind, right? And you come back to the chart strong after 1 or 2 days of rest and have a positive mindset towards it, and put the losses, put the failure behind you, and keep moving forward. However, what traders often do is when they have consecutive losses, they don't review their trading plan or strategy. They don't review or admit it's because of their greed and FOMO. They don't journal their trades. What they end up doing right away is to re-enter the market because they want to chase back their losses, right? They want to re-enter, they want to revenge their trades, and this has always been a downfall of traders. This has always been why traders blow accounts. When you're new, you hear people blow their account. They're like, you must be thinking, how is that possible, right? If you have a good trade, if you have a good risk management plan, you use 1%, 2%, or a set amount. How can you possibly blow an account? Only until you actually blow an account, you realize why people blow their account. It's all to do with trading psychology, right? Once you have losses or consecutive losses, all sorts of plan management is out the window, right? Because the emotion took over you. The gambling aspect, the revenge aspect is taking over, right? So such a negative event is going to stay in the trader's mindset longer and deeper compared to consecutive winner. This is because our brain is programmed into thinking we don't want to deal with negative things. We only want to deal with positive things. So when there's negative things, it tends to stay in your head longer. It affects you in a psychological way. So at the end of the day, if you think about it, no one is trading your trading account. Okay, if you have a trading account open, if you have it with a broker, no one's gonna trade that except yourself. So you gotta start taking ownership of your account now, right? Learn to control your emotion, understanding the probability side of trading, and learn to let go and drop your ego. Okay, you must drop your ego to in order to be successful in trading. You're not here to try to prove others are wrong and you're right, right? It doesn't really matter if you're right or wrong. It's not right and wrong. It's about probability. It's about your overall planning, your management, your psychological perspective. Okay, so think about and review what I think, right? Things you can control, work on that. Things you cannot control, don't think about it too much. Make sure you follow these ideas or valid points. And if you do satisfy them, then take a few days off. But if you are not satisfied, then if you realize you didn't journal or you realize you were fear or you were a little bit greedy, you're having a formal mindset, then you need to go back to these aspects and work on them. Because the moment you satisfy all three of these, whatever the outcome of your trade, it shouldn't matter anymore because you already satisfied and you already control the things you can control. So there's no much else you can do to try to control the market, right? You don't just be like, well, I hope Bitcoin will go up and the Bitcoin will go up. It doesn't work that way, right? So control the things you can control and things you cannot control, don't let that bother you, right? So once I satisfy all these three valid points, then I'll take a 2 day, 1 or 2 days off on the chart, and that's going to help me get back to the chart strong, right? If I didn't satisfy these, then I need to go back, put in more time, put in more effort onto these aspects, and that's going to help me to mitigate the losses or consecutive losses. Because from a mindset point of view, I already satisfied all the things that I can change or control. Then it's all matter of just taking a little bit break and come back strong. But if you're taking losses or consecutive losses and you haven't satisfied these things, then these are the things that you need to work on first before moving on to the next step or next level in trading. Okay, so I hope these pointers can help traders out there who are struggling with this concept. Like I said, it's impossible not to take losses, right? But professional traders deal with it on a regular basis and still remain consistent and profitable in the long run. So thank you very much, guys, for this for tuning into this video. I will forward some trading psychology videos below. Feel free to check those out. And any question, comment, let me know below. Chat with you guys all next time. Thank you very much.